up for 40 odd something hours. The sweat on my back's got my shirt soaked and sour. And oh, it's already gone. Second night's coming and I'm spinning back around. We're all caught up, can't hear or feel a sound. And oh, it's already gone. And here comes the feeling when you don't got nothing and all you want to do is get up and start running. You can't hide long cause you know it's gonna start up again. Here's one thing that I know for certain, this life's too short to be worrying about you hurting for long. Oh, it's already gone. But money's not something that's free. Seems the roll of the dice never rolls back to me. And oh, it's already gone. A bird in my hand, two cans in the other, start spinning around. Now here comes another. And oh, it's already gone. And here comes the feeling when you don't got nothing and all you want to do is get up and start running. You can't hide long cause you know it's gonna start up again. Here's one thing that I know for certain, this life's too short to be worried about you hurting for long. Oh, it's already gone. And all you want to do is get up and start running. You can't hide long cause you know it's gonna start up again. Here's one thing that I know for certain, this life's too short to be worried about you hurting for long. Whoa, it's already gone. Already gone. It's already gone. Go.
What is up, Jags fans? Welcome back. This is maybe not a good day for some of you Jags fans out there with the news of Travis Hunter coming out and the news of the Jags just really not getting it all together. I'm glad y'all are here. Listen, I started going through the film. I couldn't clip it, man. I couldn't do it. It just crushed me. It was just terrible. I mean, there was so much optimism heading into the fourth quarter. You guys all watched the game. There's no need for me to kind of recap what all happened. But tonight, I want to do things a little differently. I'm not going to do the film. I couldn't do it, guys. I just couldn't. So I'm gonna let you guys get your comments in tonight. I want you all to get into the chat. It's a fan show. If it's your first time here, it's a fan show. I pride myself on allowing fans to talk. I'm a fan. You guys are fans. I will say this, though. Let me just attack this head on right off the rip. There's two camps right now in the Jaguar fan base. It's not all Trevor's fault, and we need a new quarterback. Those are the two camps, right? You either think that Trevor's been dealt a bad hand, whether it be the coaching staffs, the wide receivers, all of that that has gone on, or you think that Trevor's just not it. Like, I get it. Like, we're all in one of those two camps. I think there could be an answer that's somewhere in the middle. By no means am I trying to discourage you from giving your take or your opinion, but it's hard for me to see a problem with the people that say it's not all Trevor's fault, because I watch the games. I see the drops. I see him having to learn with new coaching staffs all the time. I see him getting injured. At the same time, I can't really get mad at the people that are like, Trevor's not it. So, like, maybe instead of the you're wrong, I'm right mentality about Trevor, let's say your opinion, give some supporting evidence, and all of us here together will kind of evaluate from there. Like, we've already made up our minds. Like, I get that. But, like, let's just, because Twitter has become a cesspool of the two camps. Like, let's not get into that. Okay, let's just not. Again, I'm okay with you supporting your opinion. I have my opinions about Trevor. In my group thread texts, I'm typically the guy that's saying that I don't think Trevor's it, just for the record. Like, I've kind of gone that direction. But by no means do I think someone who is like, no, I think Trevor can still come around. I don't think they're like incredibly wrong. So that's how I want to start it out. Sorry, I went into this show not wanting to talk a lot. I want to just read comments. So that's what I'm going to do here on out. I'm going to read comments. So if you're a lurker, or if you are somebody who watches the video on replay VOD, get into the comments. A lot of people read those. Give me your opinion, not just on Trevor Lawrence, but on the team. Are you giving up? Does the Travis Hunter news kind of make you feel a little different about James Gladstone? What do you think the future holds for the Jags? Can they salvage a playoff run? What are your thoughts? TJM, first one in the chat, says Jason Song. V-Mint says, Dad? I hope not. Robbie Santos says, man, this Travis Hunter news on top of the disgusting loss we had really is killing the vibes for this season. Call me dramatic, but it doesn't seem to let up. On to 2026. Maybe. And again, that's okay, Robbie, if you want to feel that way. Jaggernaut says, sigh. DJM, once the show started, says, DJ Jason's on. Raphael Valentim says, hello, Jason. Tragic with the A in week for the Jags fans. I mean, it does suck that Travis Hunter's out. I will say, though, when I first heard the news of the non-contact knee injury in practice, I thought that pretty much he was going to be out. Anytime you hear non-contact knee injury, I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I'm going through my memory cell bank. I'm trying to think of the last time I heard of a non-contact knee injury and they ended up coming back in that same season. Doesn't happen very often. That's all I'm going to say. William Colvin says, what up, everybody? Jaggernaut says, well, how does this season outlook seem with Travis going on the IR? BTJ is not improving and no D-line production. Tough to be optimistic about the remaining games. Jason's on. Here's maybe some glimmer of hope. Because I thought about how I wanted to come into this show. Did I want to come in optimistic? Did I want to come in pessimistic? Did I want to come somewhere in the middle? And I think I settled on just kind of giving you my thoughts and be real. I've said this before on this show a bunch of times. This team is not there yet. Like, we see it now. Some Jags fans, including myself, bought into the hype preseason when we beat the Chiefs. Not preseason, but earlier the season when we beat the Chiefs. We kind of bought into the hype. Like, oh, maybe this team's a lot better than we thought. Maybe this team was more talent-rich in the past, and with the right coaching staff, they're better now. And, like, maybe that was it. But the reality of it is that this team is not there yet. This team is going to go into every game dogfighting. 1, 2, 3 plays are going to make the difference in the game. That's just the bottom line. Like, let's look back through the roster quickly. The Panthers, we handled that game pretty soundly with the run game. I'm getting a comment that my stream is streaming twice here. It's so I know there's 2 different streams with 2 different chats. I don't know how I know how it happened. Essentially what happened was what I used to stream this on StreamYard. they have this new update where you can stream like landscape and portrait. I don't know what I was doing. I did both, so I apologize if you're in the other chat and you're not getting your comment read. Just switch over. I'll figure it out. Back to my thank you, Corey. Shout out the real one. Sorry about that. We'll get it figured out. I wonder if I can make like double the money though. If maybe I make double the money if there's two shows. Food for thought. All right, Panthers game we handled soundly. Bengals game, you could look back to 1, 2, 3 plays where we lost that game. Should have won. Most notably, the pass interference call on Travis Hunter could have won us the game. One play you can point to. A drop by De'Ami Brown. One play you can point to. A drop by BTJ. You can point to one play. Okay. Then we go to the Texans. We beat them by 7. Anytime you beat a team by 7, that comes down to 1, 2, 3 plays. All right. Then we go to the 49ers and we win by 5. 1, 2, or 3 plays. The Chiefs, we beat by 3. That's 1, 2, or 3 plays that make that game. Seahawks felt bad. We only lost by 8. That's 1, 2, or 3 plays in that game. The Rams beat our ass. We'll move past that. The Raiders, we beat by 1 point. You can point back to the Devon Hamilton blocked 2-point conversion. You can point back to Cam Little's field goal. You can look back to the Raiders missing the extra point. That's 1, 2, or 3 plays. And in this game, although the final score ended up being by 7, you can point back to 1, 2, or 3 plays. So this team, I think if you're looking for optimism or if you're looking for the outlook for the rest of the season, the reality of it is every game the rest of this season is going to come down to 1, 2, or 3 plays. What side will the Jaguars come out on? Now, I think what has Jaguar fans frustrated, and I'm sorry, I'll get through comments after this. This is the end of my rant. I think what gets Jaguar fans frustrated is the guys we're paying a lot of money to aren't performing. When you look at guys like Trevor Lawrence, didn't have a great day. I mean, looking at his stats, only threw 23 times, only completed 13 passes. Now, admittedly, when I went back and watched the game, Liam Cohen was trying to lean on ETN in the run. So Lawrence didn't have as much of an opportunity to do his thing, but that's probably for the better. You look at him not performing. Josh Hines-Allen. I went back. I rewatched the game for a 3rd time just watching Josh Hines-Allen. Every single defensive snap, I watched Josh Hines-Allen, and I legitimately think that guy's hurt. I think he's hurt. I think he's got an injury he's dealing with that we don't know about. There's no other explanation. The dude's not even chasing the quarterback in the pocket on some plays. Like, he's got to be hurt. I refuse to believe that he's just mailed it in after he got the bag. I don't think he's built that way or wired that way. I don't know what's going on. You look at guys like Rick Armstead. Not really doing much for us. Walker Little, probably one of the weakest links on our offense. Foye Oluokun usually plays a pretty decent game, gave up a pretty big 3rd and 10 completion to Dalton Schultz when we really needed it, when they were backed up on one of their last drives, where he just got beat by a tight end. So I think what's frustrating Jags fans is not so much that every game's coming down to 1, 2, or 3 plays, because they all are. It's that these guys that we're paying a lot of money to, the guys that and it's not our money, but the guys that we're tying our salary cap into the most are not helping us. They're not. We're having to point to guys on their rookie deals. We're having to point to BTJ has to play a good game for us to win. Jacoby Myers has to play a good game for us to win. Greg Newsome and Dewey Wingard and Devin Lloyd and Travon Walker, guys on their 1st-year deals, have to play well for us to win the game. And I think that's what's frustrating the Jags fans the most. That's a lot of talking. I'm sorry. I missed a ton of comments. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fly through comments. I'm going to randomly pick comments, and then I'm going to get to the bottom of the list, and then I'll start hitting them when I can. I apologize, guys. This was not my goal tonight. It was not to rant. I apologize. So I'm just going to fly through them here. Venom says no successful NFL quarterback has ever looked lackadaisical like Trevor. I haven't really thought that through, but you could be correct. Agreed. Just started watching the 22 view and very disappointed. We made a very good game until the last quarter. Last quarter was horrific. I mean, I was trying to chart what was happening in the fourth quarter. Started off the game really well with the Jarian Jones interception. Started the game off really well with the Ventrell Miller forced fumble on the kickoff. Then we kind of got a little weird. Trevon Walker had a really bad missed sack on a drive at the end of the third quarter, which would have ended the drive. We went for it on 2-point conversion. Like, why did we do that when we were up 20? We could have gone up 20. I don't know. It was weird. We gave up a 4th and 2. We had unnecessary roughness on Bashaw Tootin in the fourth quarter, which then led to us getting sacked on the 9-yard line, which then gave the Texans the ball in like the 50. Can't be doing that. Tootin then does have a good return. Essentially, like, what happened, and this is like what really jarred me the most, is if you go back and watch the game and you watch that last drive of the game where Houston scores to take the lead at the end of the game, they ran the ball down our throats. I mean, Willie Marks, whether it was Wildcat, whether it was a sweep, whether it was an inside zone, they just ran the ball down our throats. Our front seven really disappeared on that last drive. And the secondary disappeared the drive before that. A bad PI call on Jarian Jones. It's just not good. Just not good. Jordan and UCF keep hyping Trevor's nice 70-yard drive. Then the numbers show how bad he is. Again, it's hard. I mean, there's a world where both camps are right. I talked about that already with Trevor Lawrence. There's a world where they're both right. I've said this a million times before. I would not be surprised if Trevor Lawrence moves on to another team and does well. Sometimes it takes a change of scenery. I don't think it's all Trevor's fault, but we need to start holding him accountable, especially with the money he's making. That's kind of where I'm at. I'm in the camp that he's not it. He's not the quarterback. Please go look up Matthew Stafford's stats in Detroit. All right, maybe in a bit. Antoine, I like it. Maybe in a bit. It's hard to hear it, but our team is just a bump in the other team's roads to the Super Bowl. We stopped being contenders once we lost to Seattle. As I've said, we can Spencer Rattler $1 million a year and do what Trevor does for $55 million. On Jaguars Reddit, they have a player comp of Blake Bortles and Trevor Lawrence. They're not that different. Biggest difference is Trevor Lawrence makes $200 million more than Blake Bortles did. And I think that speaks to your point there, Hyris. Preston Tim says, what's up, everybody? Let's kind of scroll through here a little bit. Duval TV says, yo, I'm here. Zach Glass says, cut Walker Little. Philip 904 says, the Jags play to their competition. That's how it's been all season. Trevor has no left tackle. DJM, you are delusional. Come on, mate. Come on. Let's be nice. Let's be nice. Our DNs only can bull rush and speed rush and need more moves. I don't even think they can speed rush. Trevon Walker got a few good speed rush pressures and one sack where he got the roughing the passer, which was terrible. Like, those were pretty much just terrible blocking assignments. I wouldn't categorize Trevon Walker or Josh Hines Allen having a speed rush move. I think bull rush is all they have. Toyo Taz says, games are won and lost in the trenches, and we lost on both sides of the ball in the trenches, especially in the fourth quarter. Trevor is bad because he can't read defenses. That's kind of been my issue with him this year, I'll admit. And even Liam Cohen in his press conference today, whether it was yesterday or today, talked about how Trevor's kind of missing some guys that are open. I think we were up 19, 2 points make it 21. Yeah. Is that what it was? But like what? 1 point makes it 20? I get it. RM Skip, channel member. We definitely need work. I won't doom the GM and head coach. Trevor will be on the block along with Josh Hines Allen by new stadium. We will be looking for a quarterback. Thought this search was over. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to get into this too much. I'll just give you a little insight into one of my group chats about the Jags. I've been throwing out just a straight up trade for Kyler Murray. And people are like, oh, this isn't, one of my buddies says, this isn't 2016. I get it. But look up Kyler Murray's stats and Trevor Lawrence's stats. I mean, Kyler Murray is giving you the same, if not better, production passing as Trevor Lawrence, and then giving you 10 times the production as a rusher. And you look back at what Baker Mayfield did with the Bucks with Liam Cohen. They ran the ball a lot with him. I don't know. Listen, I'm not hating on y'all that are like, because I feel like most Trevor apologists aren't in YouTube chats. They're not out there on Twitter. They're just kind of conversations I have with people, and they're rational people. They're like, look, dude, this guy has not been in a steady offense his whole career. He's had receivers drop the ball at a higher rate than any other quarterback probably ever. His offensive line has been terrible since he's been in the NFL. All those things are true. So it's hard for me to like write them off as being ignorant. But at the same time, when you watch football long enough, a player either has it or he doesn't. It's very rare that a player resurges his career. We've seen it recently, right? We saw it with Jared Goff. We saw it with Baker Mayfield. We've seen it with Sam Darnold. You can point to guys that have done it. But those, I think, would be cherry picking like examples where, and most of the time, they're not. I mean, look at Davis Mills and Trevor Lawrence were in the same draft. And Davis Mills outplayed Trevor Lawrence. Most successful lackluster quarterback, Jay Cutler. Not a high ceiling. He's in jail for DUI. Thanks, Philip. If you know, you know. January Man says, last 3 games, our defense was terrible. I will not blame Trevor. And that's a fair point. But, yeah, I mean, it's true. But, like, I mean, the defense, it's kind of a mixture because when I was watching that fourth quarter, it was like the Jags defense was not good, but also the Texans were making really good plays. And the Jaguars offense didn't do anything in the fourth quarter to help the Jaguars defense. Like, not even a first down. Random fans know what it's like to read a defense. If Trevor was worth a shit, he'd give Jags back $150 million. I mean, we were blowing them out with half our starters out along with stars. I think the pick Trev threw was one more of just a great pick by Stingley. I agree. I even tweeted, I think, live in the moment. Apparently, Trevor only throws an uncatchable ball to Jaguars receivers. Should we get John Mater from Oklahoma in the draft? I haven't even begun to look at the draft, so I wouldn't be able to answer that. I will. Bortles had a much better O-line. That's why Leonard Fournette was leading the league in rushing. Okay. LMAO, Bortles, he tried way harder than Trev ever did. That's a good point. And Bortles, and again, I know garbage time. I know, but the dude threw for 300 yards like all the time. I can't remember the last time Trevor threw for 300 yards. And if he did, it doesn't happen very often. Whereas Bortles consistently threw for 300 yards in wins and losses. He was carried by his defense. The dude still threw for 300 yards, like consistently. So that Arik Armstead film going to look so nice. I know I'm in the minority, but I think we should sign. Missing guys that are open and not reading defenses is 2 different things. Missing guys that are open, like he sees them open and overthrows them, is different than not reading defenses. But if you miss guys that are open and don't throw it to them at all, which is more of what I meant, then that is the same thing. I see what you're saying. I agree. But there's also plenty of times that he just misses guys that are open, like doesn't see them at all, is what I'm saying. And that's what I really just think you either have or you don't. What if Trevon Walker signs an affordable 3-year contract because he has a bad year and then he balls out after that? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what the DN market. It's all about the market. Like, what's the market going to look like when he's a free agent? If there's a ton of DNs out there that are good, maybe that happens. If there's not, some team's going to throw the bag at him. That's how free agency works. Damn, Trevor sucks. MF don't seem to know when to throw the ball away. That's fair. Jack says it's not that he's not reading any of the defenses. He's just not able to decide which option is best in the offense. I find it hilarious that people talking about looking for a new quarterback, had the defense not given up all those points in the fourth quarter, we'd be sitting at 6-3, and T-Law, Boy Birds would be hiding. Again, Duval, listen, it's hard for me to say that the people that defend Trevor are wrong. Like, I like to think myself of a critical thinker. Most of you all here are critical thinkers. That's why you're here on this show all the time. That's why we can all talk and have good conversation. I've been on other YouTube channels. I've seen other chats. They're not filled with critical thinkers. I think that's one of the biggest things that this channel has, and a lot of channels don't. So I could sit on both sides of the argument and I could argue both sides. What I come back to over and over again is that, like, this is year 5 for Trevor. Like, this isn't year 3. This is year 5, dude. Like, I don't care if I'm out there calling plays. If I can call your basic bench concept, your smash concept, your mesh concept, and your dagger concept, and I can split the field and call a cover 1 beater on one side and a cover 2 beater on the other side, in year 5, if you're a good quarterback, that's all you should need. That's what I always come back to. And that's what Liam Cohen's doing. I watch all these games multiple times. You guys know that. Liam Cohen, this is what he does. He splits the field in half. He tells Trevor, on your right side, if they're playing 1 high, whether that's cover 1, whether that's cover 3, or any augmentation of the 1 high safety look, you go there. If your flat guy drops, you hit the flat. If your flat guy sits, you hit the corner. If they're not playing 1 high and they're playing 2 high, whether that's cover 2 man, cover 2 zone, cover 6, whatever it is, cover 4, you go to the left side. And the same thing happens. If your linebacker moves to the flat, you hit the middle of the field. If your linebacker sits in the middle of the field, you hit the flat. That's all Liam Cohen's doing. That's why Trevor Lawrence at the beginning of the year says this offense makes sense, because it makes sense. That's what every good offensive coordinator is doing. They flare a running back out of the backfield or a tight end so that if you're in danger, you dump it down to one of these short yardage guys. That's what Liam Cohen's doing. And Trevor's still not doing it. So, like, yes, there's drops. Don't give me the coaching changes, because that's not valid in this argument. The offensive line, yes, has not been great. Maybe doesn't have the time to get the reads off. But at some point, how many years can you have a guy who's not winning you games? Scrolling down, I'm way behind. Jason, did Trevor show these issues at Clemson, or were they overshadowed by other players? College football is a little bit of a different game, in my opinion. I don't think it's as difficult when it comes to reading defenses. Also, that receiving core he had at Clemson, when we saw T. Higgins, he destroyed us for the Texans. He had T. Higgins, he had Hunter Renfrow. I mean, he had Travis Etienne. I mean, he had a squad around him. And when you're at Clemson, and no, I'm not bashing the ACC, guys. I'm not bashing the ACC, but when you play Virginia and Duke, and you're playing Wake Forest and Georgia Tech every week, you don't have to be amazing to look good. And you could say that about any quarterback. I'm not pointing out the ACC or Trevor Lawrence. College is just a different game. That's why you see guys like Josh Allen from Wyoming, who is the best quarterback in the league, played at Wyoming. That's why you see Patrick Mahomes, who was at Texas Tech, right? Like, it doesn't really matter. You either have it or you don't, and that's kind of where I'm at here. Cody Jackson says the dude sucks. I mean, well said. Cody said it. Cody said it. I'm just laughing, all right? Cody said it. I'm just laughing. Do you think this defense is better suited for man rather than zone? I don't love our defensive coach right now. So again, I'm not in the locker room. I'm not in the film studies. You don't take this for biblical realism. He blitzes a lot, but he's not getting pressure with 4, so I don't blame him there. It seemed like whenever he was running the first 3 quarters was really effective. And then the fourth quarter was a combination of soft coverages. And like I said, the Texans were making some really good plays. That Dalton Schultz touchdown catch at the back of the end zone was a phenomenal play. That one-handed catch on the pylon for the 2-point conversion was a fantastic play. Like sometimes it's just a mixture of both. You can't ask your defense to play outstanding in the NFL weekend or every single drive. Like the offense needed to help them out a bit. And what was it, like 4 yards in the fourth quarter? I don't care how many points you're down. If you can only get 4 yards in the fourth quarter, you're not going to win. Do other teams start backup quarterbacks and sit starters to get wins against us in the future? Year 6 for Jordan Love. That's a good point by Antoine. It's a good point. Jordan Love, I mean, to be fair, he did sit a year behind Aaron Rodgers, so they're technically in their same year. And if I asked you right now, they've both been 5-year starters in the NFL. If you'd rather have Jordan Love or Trevor Lawrence, who would you take? I'd probably take Jordan Love. Critical, cardiac. So much is bad. Liam Cohen also made some boneheaded decisions that cost us, i.e., abandoning the run with a 19-point lead. So that's not true. That's not true. Like, he tried to run the ball in the fourth quarter. He did. Like, this entire game, even the fourth quarter, he took the ball out of Trevor's hands, which is why I think that you saw the fourth quarter up until then that we played outstanding. And then just in the fourth quarter, we just were unable to run the ball. Didn't help that Walker Little was just a turnstile, absolute turnstile. Year 5 and no jump in any significant stats. It's not the end all be all, but it's a pretty clear indicator that something is wrong. Trevor's deep throws do not seem like the plays he had in the past. Chargers fans here, I think y'all might get about 6 sacks this next week versus us. Titans had 6 sacks, us without Simmons. Somehow, with our 2 best players on paper being Josh Hines Allen and Trevon Walker, we just cannot get sacks. But appreciate you coming in here and being a normal person. Okay, it'll be a fun game. I'll be there on Sunday. It'll be a fun game. Oh, look who decided to join the Duval Dive. Jordan, let's go. Travis Holmes says his progressions are slow. So by the time he's hitting the running back checkdowns, the linebacker has already caught up. It's the empty yards left on the field there and non-thrown deep balls that get me. All right, if Travis says it, I agree. I tend to agree. I'm trying to think like where I would disagree with that as being a critical thinker. He doesn't seem incredibly accurate throwing in the middle of the field. We saw the interception on the drag route was a little behind him. A lot of plays that he's throwing in the middle of the field, whether you want to call them hospital balls or whatever, they're either behind him or in front of him. His most accurate throw is that deep boundary comeback route. Like, he's got that in his bag, dude. He's got that throw in his bag. And that's the throw that he'll make. And maybe it's a deep out. Maybe it's a corner. Like, he'll throw that ball on the sidelines. And he may be one of the best 5 quarterbacks in the league at throwing the ball to the boundary. Unfortunately, that's what, 20% of his throws? Everywhere else, he seems to be inaccurate. Cohen said after the game, Trevor was missing open first reads. Yeah, I saw that, BT. He beat Alabama by 3 touchdowns. Okay. All right. Lawrence had great players around at Clemson. The Jags should be trying to do the same. Am I this backed up? Okay, I'm really backed up. All right, Isaiah Mims. Both are the same quarterbacks in a way, but I guess you could say Love because of his career. I always say this. I've been talking bad about Walker Little since he's been playing. I've never liked Walker Little as a Jaguars starter. If Walker Little walked in to this office, he would beat my ass senseless. I'm okay with saying that. So I like to say, and Duval TV, you bring up a good point. I like to always say, I'm not being critical of the person. Walker Little could come in here and hang me from my toes from the ceiling. Not a problem for him. What I'm saying is I don't like Walker Little as a starter for the Jaguars at left tackle. So I'm not gonna go that far, Duval. But I get it. And listen, people, critical thinker, bro, I'm out here spending my hard-earned money to go see this guy get wins, dude. He's getting paid to go out there. Like, we are not the same, dude. Like I am like sacrificing trips I could be taking if I were someone that took trips. I'm sacrificing things I could throw into a savings account, but I take that money, I buy Jaguar tickets to go see wins. So that's why I feel like we can be critical. I just like to make sure that we're okay, like we just know the line between like personal attacks and like them as a football player. In a draft, there's Ty Simpson, Mendoza, and Dante Moore, but we're not getting them because of how high they're going. But John Mater, Drew Aller, we could probably draft and then bench them for a bit. I mean, we're in the same boat as far as, again, unless we do a straight up trade. That's why I keep coming back to this straight up Trevor Lawrence for Kyler Murray trade. Just straight up. Trade the contracts, trade the player, no draft picks. I feel like both players would do well in the opposite franchise. Do I think Kyler Murray is the greatest quarterback of all time? No, I'm not saying that. I'm not trying to trade rape the Cardinals for Kyler Murray. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, all things considered, with the offense that we run, Liam Cohen, the way he does things, I think it would just be a little bit better situation if Kyler was our quarterback. Again, don't misunderstand me that I think Kyler Murray is the greatest quarterback of all time. I know who Kyler Murray is, but I know who Trevor Lawrence is. And it's not even that I want Kyler Murray. It's just that I'm trying to think, well, who could we just trade player for player for? You're going through my head and going through the teams. It seems like the most realistic situation. DJ Lagway trained with Trevor Lawrence all. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't like it. The difference is that Green Bay is good organization. We are not yet. COVID vax fried Trevor's frontal lobe, which was small to begin. Okay. Listen. I'll read all comments, dude. I don't care. I don't care. Steezy Groiper. Trevor hasn't thrown for 300 yards since 2022, even though the wide receivers have gotten better. It's a wrap. I've been banging the drum for Murray Lawrence swap. It makes sense on paper. Like, I think Trevor would do good in Arizona. Dak Prescott. I don't know if I don't know. That's another name. Because listen, I've been having this conversation with my friends and they're football guys. And Dak Prescott's a name that gets thrown around. I think it's a downgrade for the Cowboys is the problem. I hate to break it to you. Murray would fit this offense better. Dak. I'm jumping off the Matthews bridge if they trade. Okay, and that's okay. That's okay. That's fine. Trevor threw for 364 against Houston in 2023. Either trade for Kyler Murray or Kirk Cousins. Trevor threw 371 against the Colts in 2024. Okay, so twice in the last 3 times in the last 2.5 years. Bortles did that in a 6-game stretch is all I'm saying. Not saying, I mean, we're cherry picking 2 games in the last 2.5 years for a number 1 overall pick. This isn't a guy that we signed Brock Purdy. This isn't a guy we signed as a retread quarterback. This is a number 1 overall pick. Respectfully, no, Murray isn't even the best quarterback in his draft class. Gardner freaking Minshew is that guy. We should have never gotten rid of him. Lawrence is our quarterback, bro. He's going to get better with okay, and that's fine. And Debo, I'm okay with that. And if that happens, I'm okay with that. And please don't label me as a Trevor hater. I think the guy is a outstanding human being. Outstanding. And I think I talked about his ability to throw the ball to the boundary, whether it's the deep out, the corner, even the out route. I think the dude's insanely accurate. I was talking with a buddy the other day, rolling out to the left. I think he's really good for a right-handed quarterback rolling out to the left. He's got attributes about him. He led us on game-winning drives this season. Not a bad quarterback. It just isn't working. And sometimes in sports, it just doesn't work. And you can blame the organization. You can blame the coaches. But now we're getting to his second organization. You're getting to his third coach. You're getting to his 6 different group of wide receivers, it feels like. At some point, it just doesn't work. And that's okay. It doesn't mean either one's bad. Doesn't mean they're bad people. Doesn't mean that they're not skilled. Doesn't mean they can't have good careers later in life. But if you've worked in business, sometimes it just doesn't work. And the NFL's a business. It just doesn't seem to be working. Murray's cheeks. That's fair. I don't know. He fits the look for Dallas. He's worse than Trevor. At least Trevor has a family. Murray just goes home and plays COD and no one wants him in a locker room. Go look up. You know what? I have it. Let me see if I can get this going here for y'all real quick. I won't take too long. Okay, I'll just read it to you. All right. These are Kyler Murray and Trevor Lawrence's stats compared. Completion percentage. And again, Kyler Murray has played for 2 more seasons than Trevor Lawrence. And again, I'm not banging the drum for Kyler Murray. Like, I mean, I am, but like, I'm not in love with Kyler Murray. I don't think he's the answer. I just believe he'll be better for this team than the Jags. Okay. So Kyler Murray has played in 18 more games than Trevor Lawrence. So that's a full season of games. They've both been injured, if that gives you some context. I'm not getting to the average value because that's a pro football, not focus, a pro football stats or whatever number. Completion percentage. Kyler Murray is 5 points better, 5 percentage points better than Trevor Lawrence. Passing yards, he's 5,000 more passing yards than Trevor Lawrence with 18 more games. Passing yards per attempt, Kyler has more. Passing yards per game, Kyler has more. Passing touchdowns, Kyler Murray has 40 more passing touchdowns than Trevor Lawrence. Interceptions, Trevor has 7 less than Kyler Murray. His quarterback rate, Kyler Murray's is 8 points better. Rushing yards. Y'all ready for this? Kyler Murray has 2,000 more rushing yards than Trevor Lawrence. So all of those yards per game, all those yards per attempt, all those touchdowns, and 2,000 yards more in his career. 32 rushing touchdowns to Trevor's 18. So, listen, I get it. And like if we're being, again, critical thinkers, Kyler Murray's not the same guy he was in the last couple of years. So like there's going to be some drop-off. And Trevor Lawrence could be, I don't know. But they're at least comparable. And it's not working for Trevor here, and it's not working for Kyler there. That's the last Kyler Murray conversation I'm going to have. Okay, that was it. That was it. We're married to him for at least a few more years. That's not true, man. That's not true. And everyone keeps saying that. That is not true, Robert. I'm glad you're a channel member. Liam Cohen shipped Tyson Campbell out of town faster than in a New York second. There's no doubt in my mind that he could do the same thing with Trevor. So the number of times he threw for 300 yards and won the Jaguars appears to be 1. No, he's done it like three or 4 times. Oh, no, I read that one right. That was a good one, though. You get it, Jason. Thank you. Oh, Nitros. I live in Arizona and have front row seats when I'm watching the Cardinals. Murray's trash. Okay. And Nitro, I appreciate you bringing that in, but we've had a number of fans who watch Trevor Lawrence every single game who say Trevor Lawrence is trash. So that actually is my point, Nitro. Well, let's just swap trash quarterbacks. I think both guys would do better in the opposite team. Another 18 games, Trevor adding 20 interceptions. The issue, Lawrence and Murray, is that every sport analyst has questioned their dedication, passion for the game. If Jacksonville is ever going to get a ring, the quarterback's going to want to have it more than anyone. Good point. DJ, that's a fantastic point. That's why I say we swap them. See what happens. Just see what happens. Swap them. They're both on bad contracts. It's both not working for both teams. Let's just swap them and see what happens. Marshawn Jefferson says the regime is realizing what Doug Peterson argued about Trevor. He doesn't get it between the ears. No more excuses. Devin Scott says Trevor will function better in an RPO-heavy offense. Reduce the processing load. Let him make the throws. Our neutral game is abysmal, and RPO can smooth that out. Maybe. I mean, I don't think, Devin, I don't think you're like way off there. And you could be right, actually. My brain immediately goes to if he can't handle, like Liam Cohen's offense is not that difficult. Like it's not. Like it's good and it's effective, but it's not difficult. Trust me, I've been watching it. He splits the field in half and runs. It's not that difficult. If he can't handle that, is he going to handle an RPO? He's going to read a DN and a linebacker and a blitzing linebacker and a blitzing nickel corner and a zone dropping DN and a stunting middle linebacker. I think they're both difficult to do if you're someone that can't process. But you could be right. We are definitely married to him for this year and next year, Jason. Not if you trade him, Duval. Not if you trade him. If the Cardinals believe in him, you can't trade him to the Cardinals or the Cowboys. Or Jackson Dart gets hurt week 1 of next year again. You don't trade him to the Giants? Tyson Campbell is not Trevor Lawrence. That's true. That's very true, Duval. And I know all these messages don't have any tone, so I just want you to know I love you and love the advantageous thinking, etc. that the show brings. Duval, you know I appreciate you. I see Duval in the Tintin XL chat sometimes. I see him working. No, listen. I have no animal. That's why I started the show, because I know this topic. We haven't even gotten Josh Hines Allen, because Trevor Lawrence is the most contentious topic. I started the show saying, listen, I can see where both camps. I get it. Both sides. If you're pro Trevor Lawrence or con Trevor Lawrence, you have good points. That's the difficult spot that we're in. And the reason why it's difficult is because Trevor Lawrence is making so much money, he should not be in the con camp. And that's why he should not be he shouldn't be there. And that's the problem. Do lose. Stop it, Jeremy. Trevor will restructure his contract for a better team. He would happily do it for a front office who are serious about winning. Tim Tebow has passion. He's got a point there. The only way we beat the Chargers is if Trevor throws 4 picks in the first half. Very well. Well done, Zach. Well done. That's well done right there. Okay. You do realize if you swap, it's from Dual TV, you swap Kyler Murray, you still have Walker Little as your left tackle, right? And all those problems will magically go and get better. That's true. But Duval TV. And he goes on to say he's such a bum. And that's fair. I think the thinking is that people think Trevor's a bum too. So like let's for a second, Duval TV, let's take out of our minds that Trevor Lawrence is a better quarterback than Kyler Murray, because I think everyone in this chat, sans a few people, have them a little bit closer than you do, which is fine. Let's say they're closer than you think. You have a terrible left tackle. Do you want Trevor Lawrence back there or Kyler Murray? I'm a Jags fan out here in Arizona. What about Will Levis? Coach Cohen made him look good in college. That's not a name I thought about. Q Revere with $2. Thank you, Q. Appreciate that. First super chat in a while. I always say you guys on the super chat. I like that y'all are here. I'm never gonna ask you guys for super chats. I'm never gonna do any of that stuff. I just have so much fun doing this. I'm just glad y'all are here. Just comment. That's all I care about. I love that you guys are here. Gives me Jags fans to talk about. With $2, Q Revere says, I'm late and I'm behind. 1/6 of all Super Bowls are won with backup quarterbacks. Oh, someone's got to fact check that. That doesn't seem right. Doesn't seem right, Q Revere. I'm not saying you're wrong. It doesn't seem right. This is not okay. I'm not hung up on Kyler Murray. Okay. I'm not saying that's what I want them to do. My point of bringing Kyler Murray up was twofold. One, you could get out of that Trevor Lawrence contract if you found a team who would take it on. You have to take on another contract? Yes. My second point of bringing that up was that sometimes a good player needs a change of scenery. Doesn't mean the Jags suck. Doesn't mean that Trevor Lawrence sucks. It just means that it's not working. And you could maybe say this, before we brought up the Matt Stafford, Jared Goff thing. It wasn't working for Jared Goff in LA. Yeah, he won the Super Bowl, whatever. It wasn't working like it's working in Detroit. Stafford could never win a Super Bowl in Detroit. You swap the teams. Bingo, bango, bongo. That's all I'm saying. Bring in Jameis Winston. I like Jameis Winston. I'm a big Jameis Winston guy. I think the way to salvage this season is to sign Cam Newton and bench Trevor. I'll pass on that. At least Winston will be 400 yards with 30. And yeah, that's true. He's more Bortles than anything else. Jeremy Rivers, no, he's been around. He's been around this chat. Yeah, he's been around this chat. All right, I'm way behind again. Bold prediction. This week is my opinion is the Jags go on a 5-game win streak. Jack, I like it. I like it, Jack. This is the kind of comments I'm here for. There's many quarterbacks in their 30s playing well. Yeah. Matt Stafford's one of the most accurate quarterbacks of all time. So is Aaron Rodgers, but no one talks about him. I digress. Duval TV was your old name like Breaks TV? Goff went to a Super Bowl in LA and haven't sniffed it. The Lions have been a perennial offensive team for years. Go get Tom Brady. Yeah, it's Breaks by TV or something, and he spent his life savings on BTJ rookie. Okay, let's be nice, guys. Let's be nice. It's okay. Listen, we can disagree. It's okay to have different opinions. It really is okay to have different opinions. It's okay. Sometimes people experience life different. Let me get political for a second with y'all, okay? Okay, y'all ready for this? I'm not going to dive too deep, okay? If you grew up on food stamps, do you think you're going to vote for the person that wants to give out food stamps? Probably. If you grew up not on food stamps and paying a bunch of taxes your whole life, you think you're going to vote for someone that wants to not tax you and not give out food stamps? Yes. Does that make either person stupid or ignorant? No. They grew up differently. People grow up differently. People experience different things. It's okay to have difference of opinions. How can we meet in the middle? Here's how. We trade Trevor Lawrence for Kyler Murray. That's how we meet in the middle. We're no Jags on Jags violence. We're not doing that here. Q Revere is bringing in the stats. Josh Hines Allen ain't been the same since he added the ketchup. Okay, again, I said this earlier in the show. I really think that Josh Hines Allen is injured. I think he's got an injury. He's got something lingering. He's got to. I don't say that very often. I'm not one that'll ever say that, but this dude does not look the same, man. Like I watched every snap he was in, and like I said, there was a couple plays where like he kind of got the edge, and Davidson was like stepped up in the pocket, and he just stopped. And I don't think it's a lack of effort thing with him. I think he's injured. I think it's going to come out that he's injured. Mark it right here. It's going to come out that he was dealing with an injury all year. Guarantee it. This game did not look right from Josh Allen. He wasn't getting double teamed. He just does not look right, man. Something does not look right about him. And I refuse to believe that it's effort with him. I've known him too long, not personally as a fan, but something's not right with him. Jason, watching that defense give up the fourth quarter must have been pain. As a former linebacker, I can't stand watching fourth quarter comebacks. We'll never watch this game. It was tough because that first drive it was like into the third quarter, started the fourth quarter. They just sat back and just like a shell defense, and they just let the Texans just move the ball down the field. That next drive, though, they stiffened up, and the Texans just ran the ball down our throats. Just ran it down our throats. Do not watch that last drive. I think they ran it. They probably passed it twice. They just ran the ball down our throats. The front seven had nothing for them. Yeah. Sadly, even Justin Fields outranks Trevor on so many metrics. I'm not using it as an excuse, Topa. I'm not. And I should have pre-recced it with that. He's making too much money. I'm not making it as an excuse. I'm not. And I apologize if it came off that way. Because even if you're injured, you go out there and make a play if you're an all-star. I get it. I'm just telling you what I'm thinking. I'm just telling you what it looked like. It looked like this dude was like hampered by something. Because I've seen Josh Hines Allen. I've watched him for a long time, dude. He's explosive. He's strong. He can get the edge. He chases down quarterbacks when they step up in the pocket. I've seen him do it year after year after year. The only other explanation is that he's being lazy. And I just would hate to say that. Maybe it's true. Yesterday during the Jags live stream, Liam Cohen said nobody cares. I get wanting to put this loss behind you, but shouldn't we learn from mistakes and then we move on midweek? Yeah, Toyo, I see what you're saying, and I even listened to like the local radio, and they all were pissed at the fact that even Trevor Lawrence was like, "We're moving on." I get it. It's like the old like Bill Walsh, Pete Carroll like playbook on how to talk to the media is like don't get too high, don't get too low. And that's what everyone kind of does nowadays. Like not even just the Jaguars, like everybody. They stay right in the middle. You have those rare outliers that do, but they're doing what everyone does. Go listen to a New Orleans Saints press conference. I guarantee you they're doing the same thing. Go listen to the Packers. Go listen to the Bills. Go listen to the Rams. They're all doing they're not getting too high, they're not getting too low. They don't take losses too hard, they don't take wins too high. Like that's just the playbook nowadays. And Bill Walsh was the guy that did it. And it went through Pete Carroll, and it kind of ran through the West Coast. It started about 15 years ago because I love studying coaches. I'm a big Bill Belichick disciple. I've studied everything he does, read all his books, and they all just do it. Like it evolved from the West Coast, and that's why every press conference, think about it. Do Liam Cohen's press conferences sound that much different than Doug Peterson's? Did they sound much different than Doug Marone's? Gus Bradley, who is a Pete Carroll guy, they all just stay right there in the middle. That's what they do. And I get it. We want to say, show some emotion. We want to say call people out, but that doesn't help the locker room, and they're in it for the long haul. I don't know, man. Maybe I've gotten to the point where I'm just trying to convince myself, dude. Maybe as I'm hearing myself talk out loud, I don't like what I'm saying. Just for the record, I don't like what I'm saying. Okay, I don't. Y'all are bringing up the money. It's a good point. It's not our money. It's not our money. Antoine brings up a good point, dude. Yes, what I will bring up, Antoine, is that I do spend my money on tickets. I do. I do spend my Sundays watching the game. And your time and money, that's valuable to me. So I want to see a good product on the field. But when I'm tic-tacking these contracts, you're right. It's not our money. The salary cap's a myth. I know it's not effort, but the saying in football, if you can go, then as a player, you can't tank your stock. Just say you played. As we should, we're paying top dollar for a mid quarterback. What do you mean? The man's the highest paid player on the defense and can't even get a freaking sack against a rookie tackle. Miss me with that BS, bro. Fair. Antoine, again, I buy tickets to the game. No one buys me tickets to these Jags games, and I go to every game. Okay, I buy tickets to all the games. I watch the games on TV. Those TV deals are the ones I sit there and watch those stupid Bud Light commercials. Who do you think's making money off that? Again, not my money, but it is my time. I had to learn in college pushing through injuries that hampers performance makes it sound. Haven't seen your live in a minute. LFG, let's go. Let's go. Trevor's isn't getting paid on his new extension yet. Bucks were 4-6 at this point last year. She's not. Ooh, Nitro with the bomb. Nitro dropping the Moab an hour in. I do get a product in return, and I'm complaining about that product. And I have the right to because I'm paying. If I go to Costco and I buy a rotisserie chicken and it sucks, I have the right to say, Costco, your rotisserie chicken sucks. Just like I have the right to say, hey, Shad Khan, your left tackle sucks. What's crazy is that we exclude this season. Every NFL fan would agree that Trevor is a better quarterback than Daniel Jones. What's changed? What is wrong with us and right with the Colts? To be fair, everyone would have said that Trevor Lawrence was better than Daniel Jones. But this year, I think every NFL fan across the country would say Daniel Jones is better than Trevor Lawrence. Just to play devil's advocate on your comment. You choose to buy and watch. Listen, you're right. You're right. Exactly. And this is why I also choose to criticize. We're arguing the same thing, Antoine. We're arguing the same thing. But listen, you're right. I do choose to buy and watch, and I choose to criticize. And Josh Hines Allen, Walker Little, Liam Cohen, and Shad Khan, none of those four are watching my opinion or care what I have to say. The O-line is the difference between us and the Colts. Giving up fourth quarter leads like that means something major is missing from this team. I agree with you, but that'll happen in the NFL. I think what's more concerning to me is not only giving up the fourth quarter lead, is barely beating the Raiders. You're kind of getting lucky beating the Raiders. You get your ass beat by the Rams. You lose to the Seahawks. Like, you combine all those things, and now I'm getting a little tilted, is all I'm saying. Easy on Costco. I hate Costco. I live like 20 minutes from a Costco. And I went there one time and I was like going to like get a membership at Costco, walk through all the aisles. You know what I had in my buggy when I was going to leave? Cashews. A can of cashews was the only thing I was like, yeah, this is what I'm going to get. I'm Publix all day, baby. Publix till I die. Let's go. Give me something. Give me the Publix BOGOs. Give me the Publix fried chicken. Give me the Publix subs. You can keep your Costco. You can keep it in that busy ass parking lot they got. Jason, give me 5 players that you would keep on the roster. Okay. Cam Little, Logan Cook, Ross Matisick, Robert Hainsey. I like Robert Hainsey. I like Hainsey. Hainsey's a good guy. Good player. I like Trevon Walker. I mean, what's his contract look like? Yeah, obviously, I'd keep Trevon Walker. I like Trevon Walker. LaQuinn Allen. I love LaQuinn Allen. I like Foye usually. Foye Lucan. I like him. Good question, though. It's a good ass question. The difference is them having better overall players and consistency. Talking about the Colts. Draft a mid-round quarterback. Yeah, I think they will. No doubt in my mind they will. Hurts and not Josh Allen is responsible for his play. Hurt and not Josh. Trevor throws for 370 yards, 3 touchdowns at home. Indeed, if throwbacks are worn. Might have addressed it, but what do you make of the decision to go for 2? Don't like it. Don't like it. Take the points. I don't care about the analytics. Let me give you an example of analytics here, boys. All right, I need y'all to lean in for a second. Okay, I'm gonna make this quick. This is why analytics are a sham. You ready for this? Whatever the game show paradox is, right? You get 3 doors, right? And they're like, pick a door. One of them has a car. The other ones have nothing. You pick door 1. They open door 3 and they say, hey, there's no car behind door 3. Do you want to change your pick? You've picked door 1. Okay. And the analytics say to pick door 2, to change your pick. If they give you the option, go from door 1 to go to door 2. Well, why? Well, because the analytics have now changed. Your analytics are now not 33% chance of getting the car. Your analytics are now 50% of getting the car. So change your pick and change it to 2. And that's what all the analytics would say. And the statisticians would say, change your pick to door 2 because your analytics have changed. No. You picked door 1 for a reason. When you looked at all 3 doors, there was something about door 1 that struck you. Something about door 1 that struck your spirit. And you picked door 1. And now, because analytics tell me that I got to change my pick because my odds have changed, I got to go with door 2. I don't like door 2. I think that's what happens with coaches sometimes. They look at the analytics. They say, you know what? Analytics say go for 2. Analytics say go for the 4th down, not kick the field goal. No. You take the points. The points are what stir your spirit. The points are what win you the game. You don't look at the analytics. You go with what works. And what works is door 1. And what works is you kick the extra point and you go for the field goal. You take the points because all these games come down to a 1-score game and you need every point you can get. Yeah, 2-point play was dumb as What realistic way can they get rid of Trevor? A straight up trade for a team that wants his contract, or you play him out for 2 more years and cut him? Those are your 2 options. Now, there's little variables within that where you can trade some draft picks in exchange for them taking on the contract, or you get a player in return and you take on their contract. There's variables, but your options are you trade him or you play him out for 2 years and you cut him. Any realistic free agents we can get this offseason? I'm not there yet, Nitro. That's my bad. 66%. If you're picking door one, you have 33% chance. If they eliminate door 3, then now you have a 50% chance. So they say change. Gladstone and Cohen are eventually going to want to get their guy. They're not motivated to keep any of Balky's picks. I think the problem is, and I don't know if this is a problem, but the potential problem is I think Baselli likes Trevor Lawrence. So that could be a problem. Analytics is for Madden and the NBA. But the no trade. Ooh. I feel like he would take a trade. It's not working here. Take Marissa and the baby, whatever the baby's name is, and go to Arizona. They lost all the momentum after the 2-point try. I like Debo's 5 was swapping out Foy and Cam Little. I didn't see Debo. I'm going to check real. Okay, Jacoby Myers, Jordan Lewis, Travis Etienne, Trevon Walker, and Devin Lloyd. So the issue, and maybe not an issue, but the big elephant in the room is 4 of those 5 need contracts after this year. Jacoby Myers, Travis Etienne, Trevon Walker. I guess technically you can get one more year with him, and Devin Lloyd. You got to pay all 4 of those guys soon. So, salary cap wise, does it make sense to keep all of those 4 guys? Maybe. And that's why I didn't say Devin Lloyd, to be honest, was because of the extension. So I didn't say ETN because of the looming extension. I forgot about Jacoby Myers, to be honest with you. And Jordan Lewis, I forgot about too. But that is a good list, Debo. I do like that. What kind of mic is that? I stream too and looking to upgrade. This is a Rode podcast mic, RODE. And it is the best one for the money. Shout out to Corey T. He's in the chat sometimes. He pops in and out. He hooked me up with pretty much the whole setup. So that's why Corey T always gets a shout out. But yeah, I'm plugged into a Mackie Pro FX mixer. I'll show you all real quick. I mean, why not? The Jags suck. Then I got a little Mackie Pro FX mixer. I got the mic. So yeah, that's the setup I got going on here. I mean, the door equation is actually math though, but I get what you're saying. You see, exactly. Replace BT, you're right. Replace your comment, replace that word math with analytics. And that's exactly what these coaches are doing. NFL teams used to almost always go for 1 and not give up leads. The last 5 years, coaches elaborate on 2-point situations, then lose more comebacks than I've ever seen before. Definitely an issue there. Stop the cap. T-Law loves Duval, bro. Maybe. No trade means he's here to stay. Maybe. Foye has to go. Lloyd has to stay. All right. Jarrett Williams says, Baselli said 2 years ago we shouldn't have paid Trevor. He wanted to draft a quarterback then. I doubt the last year. Okay. I missed that. I've always heard him defend him, but he could just be toting the brand. I think someone here voted for the guy that gives him food stamps. You're Listen, what's wrong with food stamps, dude? Come on. I mean, I've never used them, but I assume they're not bad. Okay. Okay. All right, that's it. That's the end comment right there. Thank you, Jason. It's been therapeutic. I needed to rant about the Jaguars and how much they suck. I appreciate it. Thank DJM. Listen, not only you, DJM, but everyone's in the chat. I love talking Jags with you guys. I hope I kind of could keep it lighthearted for you all, because at the end of the day, what else are we going to do? Not watch the Jags? We're going to watch the Jags. We have to kind of find a glimmer of hope to keep us going. Let's get angry. Let's get mad. Let's do it. That's fine. But let's remember, we're all Duval till we die. We really are. I seriously love and appreciate all you guys. I love doing this. This is one of the most fun things that I could ever do in my life, is talking Jags. This is what I want to do all day, every day. And the fact that I have all these, 500 people in here watching and talking Jags, absolutely outstanding. I seriously love all of you guys. I cannot wait to talk about the Jags with you guys next week. Hit me up on Twitter. I'm pretty good at responding on Twitter. and hit me up on there. I love talking Jags. I'm usually a little sarcastic, but I just can't help it. I was born that way. Thank you guys. I love you all. If you would thumbs up the video, I would appreciate that. What I would appreciate more is if you like told a friend who's a Jags fan, like, hey, check out this channel. You send them a link, text them a link. Like, hey, it's not bad. Rewatch it. I would really appreciate it, you guys. I seriously love you guys from the bottom of my heart. I will see you guys very, very, very soon. Until then, as always, go Jags.